All right, welcome to the deep dive. Today we've got a really interesting pile of articles here, and they all seem to be pointing to one major shift.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like artificial intelligence is completely changing search engine optimization, or as most people know it, SEO.
I can see that.
And our mission today is to kind of cut through all the hype and really pull out the key insights.
Yeah.
How is AI reshaping the way that websites get found online? That's what we're looking at today.
Yeah, it really is a massive change, I think. SEO has always been kind of a moving target, right?
Right.
But AI is just speeding that evolution up so much. And it's not just for the SEO professionals anymore, really.
Yeah.
It's for anyone who puts anything online and wants other people to see it. This is going to impact you directly.
Absolutely. And that's why we're doing this deep dive. So in this episode, we're going to look at how AI is actually being used in SEO right now. We're going to figure out the real advantages, what it offers over those older methods, and we'll highlight the key areas where AI is making the biggest impact. We're also going to make sure that you know how to use these AI tools in your own strategy and what are the smart ways to go about it. And, of course, we'll also touch upon some common mistakes to avoid when you're bringing AI into your SEO workflow.
And to make this super practical for everyone listening, we'll even go through some specific AI tools that are built for things like automatic keyword research.
Yeah.
So by the end, hopefully, you'll have a much clearer understanding of what this AI landscape looks like in SEO and how you can really use it effectively.
So let's unpack all of this. Let's start with how AI is being used in SEO today. Right off the bat, these sources point to AI's role in the search ranking algorithms themselves. Specifically, we're talking about Google's RankBrain and BERT.
Yeah, that's the foundation, right? Those AI-driven algorithms are now fundamental to how search engines actually understand and rank content.
Right.
So you can think of RankBrain as Google's way of deciphering the meaning behind your searches, especially those it hasn't encountered before. And then BERT, on the other hand, is like Google's upgrade in reading comprehension.
Oh, right.
It's focusing on the nuances of language in both your search, what you typed in, and the website content. And it's understanding the context of words, really,
Right.
to better match what you're actually looking for with the most relevant results.
Yeah.
So the key takeaway there is, forget keyword stuffing.
Oh, okay.
It's about genuinely understanding and answering user intent because Google's AI is sophisticated enough to know the difference.
Yeah. So it's about that underlying intent, and that has huge implications for how we create content, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we need to shift from just targeting keywords to really answering those questions that people are asking. Now, the articles also mention something called automated content optimization tools, things like Surfer SEO and ClearScope.
Yeah.
How do those fit into this AI picture?
These tools use AI to basically reverse engineer what's working in those top search results for specific keywords.
Oh, okay.
So they analyze the high-ranking content, and then they give you these data-backed suggestions on how to improve your own. This could include things like recommending related keywords that you should include, suggesting an optimal content length, or checking the readability, and even pointing out structural elements that seem to be effective. It's like having an AI assistant that's constantly analyzing the competition, giving you an edge.
So it's not just about text anymore, is it?
Yeah.
The rise of image and voice search.
Yeah.
How has that been influenced by AI, and how does that change the SEO game beyond just written content?
AI is really the engine behind both image and voice search. For images, AI is powering image recognition,
Right.
which means search engines can understand what's actually in the picture, not just the alt text, right?
Yeah.
So your image SEO needs to go beyond just file names and alt tags. The images themselves need to be relevant and high quality.
I see.
With voice search, it's AI, again, specifically natural language processing, or NLP, which is how computers understand and process human language.
Right.
And that's crucial for understanding spoken queries, which are often longer and more conversational than typed searches.
Right.
So for SEO, that means we need to focus on answering specific questions in a natural, easy-to-understand way, often targeting those longer, more conversational long-tail keywords.
So it's like we need to optimize for conversations now rather than just those keywords.
Exactly.
One of the articles mentioned something called predictive SEO. Now that sounds a little bit like looking into a crystal ball.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
It's less about magic and more about smart analysis.
Okay.
Predictive SEO uses AI to analyze huge amounts of past search data to spot emerging trends and anticipate what users will be searching for in the future. For example, AI might see a growing interest in a particular topic, or a shift in the language people are using to search.
Right.
And that allows you to proactively adapt your SEO strategies, create content around those upcoming trends before they peak so you can get ahead of the curve.
So AI is clearly doing a lot behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the real-world advantages that this brings compared to those older SEO methods. What are the key upsides for someone who's listening right now?
One of the biggest is the sheer automation AI brings.
Okay.
Tasks that used to take hours of manual work, things like deep keyword research or website content audits, and even some technical SEO checks,
Yeah.
can now be done much faster, more efficiently with AI-powered tools.
Right.
So that frees up your time to focus on more strategic and creative aspects of your work.
Yeah.
So instead of spending all Friday afternoon, buried in keyword spreadsheets, you could actually, enjoy your Friday afternoon.
Time is definitely valuable.
Yeah.
That sounds like a huge benefit. What else does AI bring to the table?
Building on that efficiency, AI also offers a level of data analysis that was basically impossible for humans to do manually before.
Right.
AI can sift through those massive data sets of search patterns and user behavior and competitor data in real time, uncovering insights that would be almost impossible to see otherwise.
Wow.
This allows you to do much more data-driven decision-making in your SEO strategy. So instead of relying on, hunches or outdated reports, you can base your decisions on actual trends and user behavior.
It's like having a constantly updating intelligence report
Exactly.
on the search landscape. What about personalization? I saw that mentioned in one of the sources.
Yeah, the potential for content personalization is a really fascinating development. AI can analyze individual user data, search history, to tailor search results. And even website content to their specific needs and interests.
Wow.
And while this is still evolving for SEO, it suggests that creating content that can be adapted or personalized for different user segments might become increasingly important.
You mentioned predictive analysis earlier.
Yeah.
How big of an advantage is that in the long run?
It's really a potential game changer. Being able to anticipate those shifts in search trends and user demand lets you be proactive instead of reactive.
Okay.
You can create content that actually meets those future needs, optimize for emerging keywords, and essentially position yourself as a leader in your niche before anyone else catches on.
Right.
That can lead to some significant competitive advantages in terms of visibility and traffic.
And finally, the sources touched on cost effectiveness. How does AI potentially save money in SEO?
Well, by automating a lot of those time-consuming tasks and providing these really in-depth data insights, AI can reduce your reliance on extensive external expertise or a large in-house team for certain SEO functions.
I see.
And while you'll still need skilled professionals to strategize and interpret the AI's findings, the efficiency gains can translate into big cost savings over time.
Okay, so AI is clearly a very powerful force. Let's dig down into the specific areas where it's really making its presence felt in SEO. Advanced keyword analysis seems like an obvious one, given what we've already talked about.
Yeah, for sure. So traditional keyword research often involves manually sifting through lists and looking at basic metrics like search volume, right?
Yeah.
AI takes this to a whole other level. It can analyze these massive data sets to not only identify relevant keywords, but also understand those nuances of user intent behind those searches.
Right.
It can uncover those less competitive, highly specific, long-tail keywords that you might miss with traditional methods.
Okay.
And even further, AI can track how search trends for specific keywords are evolving over time,
Wow.
giving you a much more dynamic and insightful view of the keyword landscape.
So it's not just about what people are searching for, it's why.
Exactly, and AI is great at that. By analyzing the language used in search queries, the types of content users actually engage with after they search, and even their past search behavior, AI can really get a richer understanding of what users are truly looking for.
Right.
That means you can create content that actually answers their questions and meets their needs.
Let's move on to content optimization. We talked about some of the tools that help with this, but how else is AI making a difference here?
Beyond just suggesting keywords, AI can analyze your existing website content and provide recommendations for improvement.
Oh, okay.
This can include generating more compelling meta descriptions and title tags that are going to get clicks.
Right?
It can improve the overall readability of your content, keeping users engaged.
Right.
And importantly, make sure your content aligns with what users are actually intending to find when they search those target keywords.
Okay.
AI can also identify gaps in your content, areas where you're not fully addressing your audience's needs, and suggest topics for new content. It's almost like having an AI editor constantly looking over your shoulder,
Okay,
making sure your content is performing at its best.
that's great. What about link building? That's always been a really tricky and time-consuming aspect of SEO. Can AI help there?
Yeah, definitely. AI is starting to make link building more efficient and data-driven. AI-powered tools can analyze the link profiles of your competitors, identify relevant websites in your niche that might be good candidates for outreach, and even suggest potential collaboration opportunities based on whether your content and their content naturally complement each other and share a similar audience.
Right.
While it can't completely replace that human element of building relationships, AI can make the process a lot more targeted.
So less of the random outreach and more strategic, well-informed connection.
Yeah,
Sounds promising. We talked a bit about predictive SEO, but maybe we could delve a little deeper into how AI actually handles trend analysis.
Sure. AI algorithms are designed to process those huge amounts of historical search data,
Right.
social media trends, news articles, and other online signals to identify patterns and predict future shifts in what users will be interested in and searching for.
Okay.
So this allows you to anticipate upcoming trends, create content that caters to that future demand, and optimize your website for keywords that are likely to become more popular.
I see.
It's about being proactive and positioning yourself to take advantage of those emerging opportunities.
And finally, in terms of key areas, the sources mention the automation of general SEO tasks. What kind of things are we talking about here?
Think about those routine, essential tasks that can really eat up your time, like finding broken links on your website,
Right.
or detecting instances of duplicate content which can hurt your SEO,
Right.
and flagging missing or improperly implemented meta tags and other technical SEO elements.
Okay.
So by automating these checks, AI helps you keep your website healthy and well optimized without you having to constantly monitor everything manually.
Okay, so we're seeing how AI is being used and the advantages it offers. Now, for someone listening to this, how do they actually start using these tools and techniques in their own SEO strategy? What are some best practices to keep in mind?
Well, the first step is choosing the right AI tools that fit your specific needs and what you're trying to achieve. Tools like Junia AI and Ally AI, which we mentioned earlier, are really good for things like content optimization, keyword analysis, and overall automation.
Okay,
Do your research and pick tools that really address the areas where you need the most help.
so it's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Yeah, you need to figure out what your biggest SEO challenges are
Right.
and find the AI tools that can really help you tackle them.
Okay, great.
And perhaps most importantly, remember that AI should help you,
Yeah,
not replace you.
right.
These sources emphasize the critical balance of using AI-driven information alongside your own understanding of your audience, your brand's voice, and the overall goals of your business. AI can give you data and suggestions, but your human judgment is still absolutely needed to make sure the content is relevant and strategically sound.
So AI is a powerful assistant, but you still need a human at the helm making those key decisions. What about staying up to date with all of this?
Yeah.
The AI world seems to be changing so fast.
Continuous updating and evaluation are essential.
Okay.
AI tools are always getting better, and the SEO landscape itself is in constant flux.
Right.
Make it a regular practice to check how your AI tools and strategies are performing.
Yeah.
Be ready to adapt as new technologies and best practices emerge.
Right.
This might involve ongoing training for your team and staying informed about the latest news in AI-powered SEO.
That makes sense. It's not something you can just set up and forget about.
Yeah.
You need to actively manage and refine your AI-driven SEO efforts. Now, one of the sources mentioned using AI to analyze user behavior and improve user experience. How does that tie into SEO?
So user experience, or UX, is now a major ranking factor
Right.
for how search engines rank websites. AI can help you understand how people are actually interacting with your site.
Oh.
Things like how quickly do they leave, that's called bounce rate.
Right.
How long do they stay on your pages,
Okay.
and how they actually navigate through your website. So by analyzing this data, AI can give you insights into areas where you can make your website more engaging for your visitors.
Right.
For example, it might suggest creating more personalized content or improving your website's layout, making it easier to find information.
Okay.
AI can also help you integrate questions and answers directly into your content, which is really key for something called answer engine optimization, or AEO,
Right.
and can help you capture those direct answers that appear in search results.
So AI can help you create content that not only ranks well, but also keeps users happy once they land on your site.
Exactly.
We also saw some mentions of automating keyword research and content optimization using specific tools like GetGenie AI.
Right.
What should people know about using tools like these?
Well, tools like GetGenie AI can be incredibly efficient for tasks like finding relevant keywords, analyzing what your competitors are up to, and even generating those initial drafts of content.
Wow.
They can really save you a lot of time and provide valuable, data-driven information.
Okay.
But it's really important to remember that point about human oversight. While these tools give you a great starting point, you'll still need those human editors to refine the content. Make sure it aligns with your brand's voice and add something unique.
Right, so it's about using the efficiency of AI, but not losing the quality and originality that comes from human input.
Exactly.
And finally, in terms of best practices, what about using predictive analysis in a practical way?
Well, you can start by identifying the key trends in your industry
Okay.
and the broader search landscape. AI tools can be really helpful in spotting these emerging trends.
Right.
Then think about how you can proactively create content or optimize your existing content to take advantage of these trends. This might involve targeting new keywords that are getting more popular or adapting your content to address what you anticipate your audience will need in the future.
Okay, so we've covered how to integrate AI. Now let's look at the other side of the coin, the potential pitfalls. What are some common mistakes people should avoid when implementing AI in their SEO strategy?
One of the biggest mistakes,
Yeah.
as we've discussed, is relying too much on automation without human oversight.
Yeah.
AI is powerful, but it's not a perfect replacement for human judgment, creativity, and understanding of those subtle nuances or specific needs of your audience.
Right.
Always make sure there's a human review process for anything AI generates or suggests. It's like, letting the autopilot fly the plane, but forgetting there might be unexpected turbulence.
Exactly. Another common mistake is using AI tools that are outdated
Right.
or relying on old data. The AI field is moving incredibly fast, and tools that were cutting edge even a year ago might not be as effective now. It's important to regularly update your tools and ensure your team is trained on the latest versions and best practices.
For sure. Staying current is key.
Absolutely.
What about the fundamental principles of SEO? Can AI take the place of those?
No, absolutely not. Ignoring those core foundations of SEO, like understanding your target audience, doing thorough keyword research, creating high-quality content that provides real value, and building a strong backlink profile is just a recipe for poor results.
Right.
Even if you are using the most advanced AI tools, AI should enhance your SEO efforts, not be seen as a shortcut that lets you skip the basics.
Right. So AI is a tool to amplify your existing SEO knowledge, not a replacement for it.
Yeah.
What about tailoring AI insights to your specific audience or market?
Yeah, that's crucial. AI tools often provide very general recommendations based on broad data.
Right.
It's up to you to adapt those insights to your specific target audience, your niche market, your unique business goals. If you don't tailor the AI-generated suggestions, you might end up with content that doesn't resonate with the people you're trying to reach.
Or strategies that aren't effective in your specific industry. So you really need to apply a local perspective to that general view that AI might give you.
So you need to apply that local perspective to the general view that AI might give you. And finally, what about evaluating and adjusting your AI-driven strategies?
Yeah, not properly evaluating and adjusting is another common mistake.
Okay.
Just like any other marketing strategy, your AI-powered SEO efforts need to be continuously monitored and analyzed. Track your results, see what's working and what's not, and be ready to change your strategies based on the data. Don't just implement AI and assume it will automatically lead to success without ongoing review.
Right, so it's an ongoing process of putting things in place, checking the results, and making improvements. Okay, now to make this even more practical for our listeners, let's look at some specific examples of AI tools that are designed for automatic keyword research.
Okay.
The sources you shared highlighted several of these. Let's start with GetGenie. What can that do?
GetGenie is presented as a very comprehensive tool for understanding that complete keyword picture. It gives you key metrics like search volume, which is how often people search for a keyword, how much competition there is for that keyword, and the average cost per click or CPC if you want to run ads for it. It also shows you related keywords, keywords that are currently trending, and even the specific questions people are asking around your topic. So this gives you a really well-rounded view of that keyword landscape.
Right.
And helps you understand not just the main keywords, but also those surrounding topics and user intent.
That sounds incredibly useful
Yeah.
for understanding not just the main keywords, but also those surrounding topics and user intent. What about Optimo?
Optimo seems to focus on simplifying that keyword research process. It's really designed to find keywords that are semantically related to your main terms,
Okay.
meaning they have a similar meaning, as well as those longer, more specific long-tail keywords,
Right.
which are often easier to rank for because they have less competition,
Right.
and they capture very specific user intent.
Right.
It also helps you understand the search intent behind those different keywords and categorizes them into broad, exact, and phrase match, which can be really useful if you're also running paid advertising campaigns.
So Optimo seems geared towards finding those more specific, often longer search phrases that can attract a highly targeted audience. Next up is Junia AI,
Right.
which was also mentioned as a general AI SEO tool.
Yeah.
What does it offer specifically for keyword research?
Junia AI's goal is to help you find keyword opportunities that aren't just relevant, but also likely to be profitable for your business.
Okay.
It provides data on search volume and competition levels like those other tools, but it also focuses on helping you identify keywords that are more likely to lead to conversions or other desired outcomes.
Right.
It also suggests related keywords to help you expand your reach.
Profitable keywords. That's what many businesses are really after. What about twin word ideas?
Right.
That sounds intriguing.
Yeah. Twin Word Ideas uses AI and natural language processing, NLP. Again, that's how computers understand human language,
Right.
to go deeper than just that basic keyword data. It aims to give you more insightful information about keyword trends and, again, user intent.
Right.
The tool emphasizes the accuracy of its data, and it also offers automatic keyword grouping.
Okay.
And this isn't just about organization. It's about understanding those semantic clusters around your topic, allowing you to create comprehensive content that satisfies a wider range of user needs within a single piece, which can save you a ton of time when you're planning content.
Wow. Automatic keyword grouping could definitely help streamline content planning. Now, we also have SEO.ai on the list. What are its key features for keyword research?
SEO.ai focuses on pulling out a really wide range of keyword data, including those longer, more specific long-tail keywords,
Right.
related keywords, question-based keywords, similar to some of the other tools we talked about.
Okay.
It provides those standard SEO metrics like search volume and keyword difficulty, and offers a bunch of different filters to help you narrow down your search
Okay.
and pinpoint the most relevant opportunities for your specific needs.
So SEO.ai seems to offer a good mix of detailed data and ways to refine your search. And finally, we have Quattro. What makes it stand out for automatic keyword research?
Quattro uses advanced language models to give you really in-depth insights into search trends, competition, and how much search volume you might expect.
Okay.
A key feature is its ability to categorize keywords not just by the user's likely intent, but also by semantic similarity.
Okay.
So think of it this way. Instead of just looking for the exact phrase, best running shoes, semantic similarity understands that, top trainers for jogging is essentially the same concept.
Right.
This grouping by underlying meaning can really help you create more comprehensive and semantically rich content that covers a wider range of related searches.
That semantic similarity aspect sounds really powerful for understanding the connections between different search terms.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's clear there's a whole range of AI-powered tools out there to assist with keyword research, each with its own unique strengths and focus.
Yeah, for sure.
And for someone listening, the best approach is to really explore some of these options.
Yeah.
See which ones best align with how you work and provide the kind of information that's most valuable for achieving those specific SEO goals.
So to recap our deep dive today, AI is definitely significantly changing the SEO world. It's providing really powerful tools and data-driven insights that can really help you get more visibility online. But as we've stressed, it requires a thoughtful and balanced approach.
Absolutely. The key takeaway here is the importance of combining those amazing abilities of AI with your own human expertise and a really solid grasp of those fundamental SEO principles. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic fix.
Yeah. And given how quickly this field is evolving, it's clear that continuous learning and adapting are going to be crucial for anyone who wants to stay competitive in this AI-driven SEO world. You need to be willing to experiment, evaluate what's working, and adjust your strategies as AI technology keeps advancing.
And search engine algorithms are always evolving, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Here's a final thought to chew on. Considering how AI is increasingly personalizing search results
Right.
and potentially leading to more zero-click searches where people are getting the information they need right on the search results page without even clicking through to a website.
Oh, yeah.
How might your content strategy need to fundamentally shift to capture user attention and provide value directly,
Yeah,
even if they don't actually visit your site? That's definitely something to think about.
for sure.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.